Good morning. I hope y'all are doing great. Holiday weekend. Still hope to see you at church Sunday morning. And if you can't be there, join us online. Y'all have heard me talk about various boats and things that I've done on the water in my life. You know, I've had a boat, it seems like all my life, various boats. But when I was young, I always had boats that were pretty quick and ran pretty shallow. I had a boat that I really loved. Ran real shallow, and it was pretty quick. And I fished the west coast of Florida, around Everglades City, all the way down to Flamingo, Everglades National Park, Florida Bay. I went over there one time, and I was running for this point that I wanted to fish. And this guide, fishing guide, in his boat, which the guides were all over down there, even back then, because it was a popular place to fish, ran past me to get to this point. I even cut across some real shallow water and took a risk doing that, but made it through. And he still beat me to that point, set up there before I got there. Well, that kind of aggravated me. When I got home, I told my dad, I'm getting a bigger engine to put on this boat. Dad said, why? I said, because I'm tired of these stupid guides outrunning me. So I bought a bigger engine to put on that boat. And one thing that is almost standard equipment on everything you buy today, boats didn't have back in the early 60s. And it was just coming to life when I bought this engine. And I put power trim on this engine. And it didn't hang on the motor anymore. The pistons were back there, but the hydraulic pump, I had to mount it in the boat, build a bracket for it, put it in the boat, hook the hoses around back to the engine to put power trim on there. Now, what power trim does, for those of you that don't know it, a boat rides along the water and sits right there on the water and floats on the water, and the entire hull is in contact with the water. And as you go faster, you push that hull along the water. Well, we knew as kids, if we wanted to go faster, we would move weight to the rear of the boat, which would pick the nose up a little and decrease a little of the drag. Well, what power trim does for you, when you hit that power trim button and trim your engine up, your hull rides up out of the water just like that. And you're riding back here on maybe inches of the hull are in the water instead of several feet of the hull. It's a lot less drag. It diminishes the drag of the water that hinders you from going fast. And when I put the power trim on this boat and opened that boat up and it was running and I trimmed that engine up, it was just like kicking the afterburners in. You could gain almost 10 miles an hour in your top speed by doing that. It was incredible. Today, almost every boat you have has power trim on it because it is a great asset to a boat. I want to read you a story this morning. Not a story, it's an account. It comes from Hebrews chapter 12. The Hebrew writer says, since we are surrounded by such a great crowd of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinful men, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Hebrew writer encourages us to throw off the things that drag us down and hinder us down so that we can run with perseverance and keep our eyes set on Jesus Christ. Be safe. Stay well out there.